What's up, Cave Dwellers? My name is Gabe, your resident Cave Dweller Lord, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 most practical heroes to use in Overwatch multiplayer. Now, you might be thinking, what exactly do I mean by practical? What I mean is this list is going to talk about the characters who are most likely to pick up the victory, as well as keep you alive the longest and most consistently. It has nothing to do with who's the most fun to play or who takes the most skill. This is, of course, my subjective opinion, so feel free to comment down below about who you think are the most practical characters to play. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into some honorable mentions. Our first honorable mention is going over to Lucio. Though Lucio might not have the biggest health pool or weapon, his speed boost ability can make him pivotal to setting up defenses around the objective if it's your turn to defend. His heal ability can also come in handy, but isn't nearly as good as some of the other characters on this list. Mercy. His ultimate also has potential, but doesn't last nearly as long as it should to really turn the tide of battle. Our second honorable mention is going over to Mei. Mei's Freeze Gun, Ice Wall, and Ice Heal ability can all come in handy when things started to get rough on the objective. However, her inability to handle crowds without her ultimate, as well as her health pool and low mobility, can make her a bit of a struggle to deal with if you're not an experienced player yet. It's for these reasons that she couldn't snag a spot in the top 5. Our third honorable mention is going over to Torbjorn. Torbjorn's turrets and armor packs can absolutely turn the tide of any match if they're set up in the right place at the right time. His ultimate can also be absolutely devastating if used strategically and in the heat of battle. However, his low mobility, mild learning curve, and health pool make him an easy target for snipers and DPS characters like Widowmaker and Junkrat. This puts him at a disadvantage that keeps him off the top 5, unfortunately. Our fourth and final honorable mention, and a personal favorite of mine if I might add, is Roadhog. Roadhog's Scrap Gun, heal ability, and Scorpion style chain can make players of all levels shake in their boots when they see him coming their way. His ultimate is also amazing for clearing out objectives. However, his enormous size, inability to move while healing, and painfully slow mobility can make him an easy target for explosives and players who know how to take advantage of his weaknesses, no matter what hero they're playing. This is ultimately what keeps him off the top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Mercy. The fate of any match has the ability to fall in Mercy's hands. Her healing staff that not only heals players efficiently and plentifully, can also boost damage and make heroes like Widowmaker much more lethal. She also has the ability to quickly fly to players who need her immediate help. Where she truly shines, however, is in her ultimate. Her ultimate allows her to bring characters in her immediate vicinity back to life, removing the need to respawn and run back to the objective. This can turn any bout in your team's favor and can even lead to faster victory if you play your cards right. However, the reason why she's not higher on the list is of course because of her vulnerability to heroes who deal high damage. Her secondary weapon also happens to be a pea shooter, dealing minimal damage when she needs it most. But that doesn't take away from how important she is to you and your team's success. Coming in at number 4 is Reinhardt. Reinhardt is the tank of tanks, and his abilities can attest to that. His massive hammer is a total force of nature if enemies get too close, and is amazing for crowd control. His shoulder charge is also something to watch out for, as it is almost always a one-shot kill if executed properly. His most beneficial ability, however, is his massive energy shield that has a health pool of 2,000. The shield, as well as Reinhardt's health pool, is an amazing way to push your team forward to victory and protect other weaker characters like Mercy, Torbjorn, or Zenyatta. Unfortunately, his ultimate isn't really anything of note and doesn't offer much besides a quick distraction. But Reinhardt is still pivotal to success and should always be on the top of your choices for tank characters. Coming in at number 3 is Bastion. I know, I hate scrubs who use Bastion just as much as anyone else, but hear me out, guys. We're talking about practical heroes here. It doesn't matter if they're cheesy or overpowered or whatever, all that matters is their ability to help the team and pick up the victory. Bastion is one of the best heroes to do that with, which is why he's in the top 3. His turret mode that decimates foes is where he's most effective and most controversial. His main weapon is also highly effective and can always provide a steady stream of damage. His ultimate, Tank Mode, is one of the best ultimates in the game in my opinion, and can be the single reason why your team wins a match. On top of all these already amazing abilities, Bastion can also heal himself. The character is an absolute beast and should always be one that you at least consider taking into combat. At number 2, we have Reaper, another personal favorite of mine. Having a Reaper on your team can mean the difference between victory and defeat. His Shadow Step ability allows him to quickly traverse the map, as well as get behind enemy lines for some easy kills. The ability which perfectly complements Shadow Step is his Wraith form. In this form, Reaper is invulnerable to damage and can quickly escape from either a gunfight that can't be won, a pesky turret, or even a powerful ultimate like D.Va's. His passive ability heals him as well, making him a true jack of all trades. His shotguns are devastating at close range and can take out even the tankiest of tanks with an experienced player behind the controller. And finally, at number 1, I'm going to cheat a little bit and pick 2 characters that I just could not choose between. These heroes tied for how useful they can be in any situation, and I hope you guys can forgive me for my utter betrayal. Let's talk about Tracer first. Tracer, aside from being the face of the game, is one of the best heroes you can play if you want to win a match. Her blink ability, which allows for even faster movement on top of her already high mobility, time reversal, which can get you out of any sticky situation, and ultimate grenade ability make her a true whirlwind of mayhem on the battlefield. Her guns are also very easy to handle and can rip enemies to shreds if used properly. Even tanks have a hard time handling Tracer because of how fast and nimble she is. She's built for proficiency, making her an essential part of any team. As for Soldier 76, he tied with Tracer for one reason only. The man does everything. Want to know what he does? He has a spin ability that gets him out of all tough situations. He has a fast heal ability with a fairly large radius, a grenade launcher, an accurate weapon, and an ultimate ability that is essentially auto-aim. Need I say more? His necessity cannot be denied, and he always should be someone you should have on your team. So that was my list for top 5 most practical heroes in Overwatch's multiplayer. Guys, comment below. Let me know who you think are the most practical heroes in Overwatch. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the flip.